up into a point, I say shit. Down with the keys, it's a run singer. Roll to the twig, not a down run swinger. Roll to the rubber bank, pick up your place, better yeah, I want to. So let me put my thing brown, twinkle on it. Took the earl and own it, and I've been rolling. Wake up, they want to make it dope. Make it time, beating on the floor. Check it out.
All right, y'all. What's up? What's up? I'm back now, and and oh my goodness, man, it's been rough. It's been rough. I took a little break from this type of material just to, charge my batteries. And my batteries are charged, because I always have to do that to make sure I'm staying fresh for my work and other responsibilities, on the daily. But charged also in another way, just to get some of the dirtiness off of my mind and brain, because watching this type of case, the abuse going on, and the effects of the abuse, it does take a toll on you. And I can imagine again what kind of toll it takes on the victims of these types of crimes. And it occurred to me because I'm not really all up on Eligio Bishop like that. And a lot of this conscious community stuff, I don't really follow. Um, but I have been following it, but I haven't been following it like dedicated for like years. I didn't do that. But so that kind of give me some fresh eyes. Sometimes when you just keep going over the same stuff, it can kind of have an effect on you. So I just avoid that, and I try to take bits and pieces as I can. But involving this Eligio Bishop case, it's a new case. And it occurred to me, I'd never been to Homeboy's Instagram page. I never went to check it out. I never went to even see what's being said. People have told me, and I'm really thankful for people telling me and keeping me abreast to the situation and what's been happening, because there are a lot of details. But when I finally did go to this dude's page, when I finally did, now I see some of this ridiculousness. Now, I found three videos that are very, very interesting up on his page. There's a new video that's I presume it's been alive, and it looks like it's been removed. I'm not sure. Other people been showing it on their platforms, but it's not here on the Instagram page. But there are two other lives, one directly before, one directly before the trial, and one directly after the trial, when some of the Allegio and some of his wives got kicked out of the courtroom or whatever, right? Some of the people got kicked out. Then they did an update, and then there's one more. So I'm going to just go over three of them, um, just to give y'all an idea, the people that haven't seen it, an idea of some of the lunacy. And again, I feel really sorry for the victims, but it occurred to me watching these videos that all the victims don't recognize what they've been through yet, possibly. And yeah, so that's what I want to take a look at now. Let me see here. 2 seconds. Where is this? Yeah, here we go. It's right here. If it's any issues here, let me know with the audio and the chat or what have you. Let me see something. I gotta check something out. Let me start this first video. Now this first video is it's before the case. That would be right here. Right before. So let me go to this one first.
Come on in, welcome. We got a few trial updates, so as soon as a few people come into the room, we can get started.
Yes. Yeah.
And of course, the idea is to get some
Come
of
on
the
in, everybody.
to get some of how these women, the wives, frame um right, frame this. Or if they're not all wives, or maybe they're not all wives, but I think a few of them are. But in any case, how they frame this situation themselves.
We're gonna set some admins on this side, and we're gonna have some on here too.
You guys sit 'em. Okay. Peace, everyone. Yeah, we trial is tomorrow. Yes, trial is tomorrow. Tomorrow's gonna be a jury selection. But it's officially starting after 2 years. Finally got to trial
Tomorrow.
tomorrow
Now,
night.
it was a little rocky because today actually we went up there and nothing happened because, as you all know, there was a continuance that was filed. So after the continuance, because of the holidays and the extended weekend, there wasn't an answer to that motion. But we did get an answer today, and the decision was to start the trial tomorrow.
Right.
So we will be going forward to start trial tomorrow. Um, like Goddess Efru said, that tomorrow is the jury selection. Then after that, we're going to proceed with the rest of the trial. So tomorrow, as well as the jury selection, tomorrow they're going to be hearing some of the motions. So we're going to be giving you updates on that as well. But for tonight, we wanted to bring your attention to the focus of this case at hand. And that is that this girl never has said, that she has never said grape happened to her.
Yeah, she never said that Mr. Bishop committed any of these crimes.
Exactly. And so now there is been
That's something that you hear a lot of people say, and I think this is very interesting because I don't think they realize that you have to say those exact words for it to actually be that, and that's the irony. Now, keep in mind what they're saying is you must say those exact words. They're saying you must say grape, and what else are they saying? Oh, I can't actually even take it back in this video, but
Detective Gregory.
you heard that. All right, so here I can't control this one, so I'm gonna let it play. I'm gonna let it play, y'all. Sorry about that. But that's come up, and
we got a few trout updates.
let me
So
mute
as
this for a
soon as a
second.
few people come into
But they don't realize that you don't actually have to say those words for it to equal that um, in a trial. It's like people say a lot of different words. People say revenge porn, but that's not what it's called legally. That's not the technical term the court calls. That's not the even what the police call it. They don't charge you with revenge porn. That's the social term for it. You see? And even beyond that, there's other details. A person, you can actually be a victim of that without saying it. And that is what they're leaving out, sadly enough. They kind of hinged their whole case on her saying it. He did this to he raped me, but they don't realize to be convicted of that charge, that can come about in numerous ways. As long as it equals the same thing, it just is. If there's any indication that you expressed that you did not want to be involved in that situation, then it can actually equal that anyway. And I think that's what they're overlooking.
tomorrow. Right. So we will be going forward to start trial tomorrow. Um, like Goddess Efru said, that tomorrow is the jury selection. Then after that, we're going to proceed with the rest of.
They're actually in this video. They're going to say some of the things that a lot of people you heard in the public say. Not a lot, but a small group of people said, a significant amount though, said in the public, and they may not have added up to you in your mind, but you may have heard a lot. I suspect that it's because they've been watching these videos from his page, which I have not been doing. So when I heard these things, they didn't make sense to me at all anyway. But I hadn't even been like predisposed to these ideas or either.
Right. Happened to her.
Yeah. She never said that Mr. Bishop committed any of these crimes.
Exactly. And so now there is been a lot of like our previous lives have been informing the public that there has been this distraction that has been placed. Like there's a lot of riffraff going on where they want to send in expert witnesses as well as additional witnesses that have nothing to do with the case. Right. But the question still remains: did he commit these crimes that he was alleged of committing? Exactly. And the answer is no. Right. But he is still being portrayed in the media as if he has. Right. There's a bunch of so what we want to highlight.
He's been convicted now.
Is that tomorrow is jury selection, right?
Jury selection. These are the people that's going to be hearing the case. They have no idea about the law. Well, we don't know, but it's random people that's going to be hearing about this case. Yeah. And so right before jury selection, they're saying on the news, alleged cult leader saying these charges over and over and over. Mind you, in the jail, they have the news on the TV. They're just saying this shit.
They're just playing it. And with these type of charges, it's very serious because
it's a tactic. It's like
things actually happen to people for these kind of charges, and to continuously replay. I think it was played about 3 times
Yeah.
or more at the jail today. So
just today, but yet today they're saying jury selection tomorrow for alleged cult leader who allegedly arred somebody in his group. Yesterday, trials tomorrow for alleged cult. It's like they just keep saying, it's like every day just keep repeating it and repeating it. And psychologically, people, they look at that and they hear that, they automatically attaching that to him.
And they think that that's who he is. You see, so when they keep on putting this stuff out, people are watching that.
Everybody know about the case.
Yeah, like don't worry because
the
jurors they don't know about the case, but you don't know what these people know about. And especially with the news reaching like millions of people every single day. When you keep on blasting that type of information and their false accusations on top of that, and you put his name and his picture and say
right,
and then you put on their cult leader as well. So this is painting a perception of him to go in
bad
there
already
and lose in the eyes of the jury because they're already saying that, oh, he's this bad person.
It seemed like they practiced this over and over. If you ask me, it doesn't seem natural. It seems like it's like pressured.
To the bond hearings, the prosecutors playing these videos of us, what we did, the scripting online. Like she's playing these videos, not asking no questions, just playing these videos to the public. Exactly. All of this is public. Every time there's a court hearing, there's a online critic putting it online. There's people now talking about this alleged cult leader and talking about Mr. Bishop and this story and whatever they think they know. Exactly. Constantly painting his picture. So it's like we have to come and protect Chief. We have to protect him. And that's why we are pushing the truth. That's why we are showing everyone what's really going on, because everybody is painting its picture. And you have to understand, he's been in there for 2 years for something he didn't do.
Exactly.
So it's like, what else is going to help beside us continuously putting this information out?
Yeah, because the reason why everybody knows and aware that he's innocent is one, because we've been making these videos consistently and breaking it down so that everybody can understand that, without a shadow of a doubt, this man didn't do it and he's sitting behind bars for 2 years.
Yeah.
Despite the fact that people have came out and said certain things, and it's like, but we are here. Mm-hmm. We're here now. We're at the trial. We've been fighting for a long time to get to trial. For a long time. Because we were like, come on. He put in speedy trials. They were denied, and so it's like, good, we're here. Yeah. What's gonna happen now?
Yeah.
But in the process of that, we're like, okay, since it seems like nobody's paying attention because of all of the hate, we have to pay attention. And we have to put the details out, because there's a lot
narrative.
You gotta push the narrative that this is false. He's in there and he's been in there for 2 years suffering for something that he didn't do. Okay? And people are out here continuing to spread the lie, knowing that it's not right, and living their life knowing that they have done some hideous things to even keep him behind there. How is it that these people are able to get on the stands? Because they've been researching for a long time. This expert cult witness, he's did an article back in 2017. How do you allow somebody, and now everybody else is just hopping on the bandwagon?
and because they said Chief's name so much, alleged cult. We went to Hawaii. We touched the turtle in Hawaii, and they're saying alleged cult leader, and so they saying that, so everybody is starting to feel comfortable just saying it, because it's just so much headlines. The press is saying it over and over and over, so people are just comfortable, like, okay, here's another cult, here's a cult leader, because they keep on saying this.
Right.
They keep on.
Okay, the chat is up, y'all. I didn't realize that. For some reason, the chat was being blocked, but it's up. It's up.
Been some cold.
Once again, this is pre his hearing. They're talking about their views before the trial.
Commit crimes.
Cults are actually not illegal.
Exactly.
The stuff they do is illegal and criminal. That's why they have it's a bad narrative on the cult. You just have to watch the video. We made a clear video on how this is not a cult and Mr. Bishop isn't a cult leader.
Exactly.
Just watch the video.
Yes. And another fact is that
that's not true. Cults don't necessarily do illegal activities. That's not the case, actually, and
these other people who are trying to say, oh, me too.
At least that's not how the law sees it.
We're actually there.
We were there that night. Before, after
night.
Yeah.
Okay.
Right there.
So for them to have move forward with any type of people without even questioning us, how does that even happen?
Right.
How does that even work? How do you get justice without having the very people
that
were there and you don't ask them any questions?
And that's what makes it a malicious prosecution. A malicious prosecution happens when detectives or police, whatever, are doing something not with the intent to truly seek justice, but they're coming from a place of personal bias about somebody. They have a personal opinion about somebody.
Exactly.
And that's where you can see in the detective interview.
Yeah.
That's actually on the story, the coaxing, right? You have to look at it from what it is.
Mm-hmm.
If something happened to you, call a detective. This is supposed to be a random detective.
Yeah.
How does you call a detective and they know exactly what you about to report? And they're constantly, a total of 6 times, these detectives asked her, was it consensual? Was it consensual? Was it consent? Why do you think they have to keep asking her if it was consensual?
That's
because she said that they made love.
Exactly. And so when you trying to get something, you're trying to massage something out of there so that it could fit your agenda and your patina. Because the girl obviously ain't saying what you want to hear. So you got to continuously ask her. We have the video. We could play it.
Let's play it.
We can play it. Listen to this.
More asked the alleged victim a total of 6. Asked the alleged victim a total of 6 times if it was consensual. All times will be played. The first time.
So let me real quick go back. When you went back up to say goodbye, he pulled you into another room and he had sex. Is that consensual?
Why would he ask if it was consensual when she already stated twice that they made love?
The first time.
Let's continue.
I don't know how to explain if it was consensual.
The second time.
Like,
is it something you wanted?
I just let it happen, if that makes sense.
The third time.
Did you tell him no at any point?
Yeah. I told him like, no, I want to go. But he was just like, do you really want to go?
Do you really want to go?
So
all right, I'm gonna stop this right here, y'all. Hold on. I don't think they realize this, but they don't seem unbiased. The expressions that they're making, that's it doesn't seem unbiased. It seems a little coached, I don't know. Empress White. Yeah, this is the pre-trial video, because I realized a lot of folks that came here the first time when we did the first trial video, they asked a lot of questions. And even myself, I didn't know a lot of stuff. I asked a lot of questions, and people referred to many videos that were already out there, right? So it occurred to me that, you know what? Let's review those videos also. And when I saw the videos, yeah, I'm like, you know what? This reveals even more. But this is the pre-trial video. So I'm going to play 3 videos, and they progress in the words that these women use. But also, I think it shows a consistent, I don't know, I don't want to blow it for y'all, but I just put it to you this way. For me, it seems very coached or unbelievable. They don't make good they don't make good witnesses for anybody. But here, let me play a little bit more of this, and then I'm gonna hop to the second video, to the video that is after, immediately after the trial, and then I'm gonna play the last video. So let's go.
He's asking you a question.
No, I want to
Do
go.
you
She said that
really
so
wanna
nonchalant.
go?
She said it very nonchalant. You have to look at the energy. She said,
Yo, I just wanted to say this too. I'm sorry. It's because I never went to Eligio Bishop's page at all. I've never gone to his page one day. I've never gone to his page. And it just occurred to me that maybe I should do that before I put down this whole thing, because I've been disgusted by it. A lot of the things that people have had to watch and hear and listen and bear witness to is really a lot. And it does a lot just to a person that hasn't been involved. I can only imagine what it does to the victims.
yeah, I told him like, no, I want to go.
Exactly. And in there was a question like, do you want to go?
And he said, well, do you want to go? Well, mind you, if we talking about energy, then she already said that she truly wanted to stay.
She wanted to stay.
Truly in my heart, I wanted to stay with the family. She wanted to
Exactly.
stay. So that's her energy the whole time.
Yeah, because she want, you know how it is when you are trying to say, oh, I'm upset, but you really want the man to just come up to you and be like, baby, no, baby, don't go. Like all
It's
of the
a mind
romantic
game.
music.
All women play that mind game. Come on.
Yes, like it's like all of the 80s and the 90s.
Yeah, I've been seeing that. I noticed that before I started playing them live here. I took a peep at how they, just what it looks like, how they doing it. And I'm not going to play their videos. I'm only going to play these live ones. Right, exactly. But they do have a lot of chopped up videos on there. And, in retrospect, now that people have been able to hear the court, the testimonies in the court, for what they are, right? When you go back in time and you hear what these women have been saying on his platform, you can see there's a stark difference between the two. It's obvious that I don't know, it seemed like they're just biased. They're biased against the woman who pressed the charges and the others who pressed the charges. Like, it looks very desperate if you ask me, but it's going to get more intense.
R&B. All of that is wrapped around this romantic relationship saying, baby, no, please don't go.
It's even a song called
It's even a song by Tank.
Is that a crime being seductive?
Go. Like, it's not a crime, especially when the person has a choice. And we are going to get into how specifically that these allegations are false, all the way false. Yeah. There's no way that he should still be in there right now. Right. No way. If you listen to this with
actually, it's interesting because it shows you how many people watched this video before the trial, because a lot of people said these things. I heard people they came during the live that we did here during the trial and repeating the same things verbatim, even if they don't really make a lot of sense. But
and really objective, like, take yourself out of the situation, take yourself out
Andrea.
of the
morning.
drama that you've been seeing and you've involved yourself in. If you take yourself out and really listen and assess it, you will see that you will come up with the same questions that we have.
Yeah.
How, my nigga, how is he still in there? Obviously, somebody is lacking a proper investigation.
They're not believable at all. And I'm not wondering why he was locked up in the first place. They are so jaded, so confused. I mean, this guy could kill somebody and they would be defending it damn near. It seems like.
These niggas didn't do their job. Okay, but how is it our fault that we have to suffer or he has to suffer due to the lack of somebody's following proper procedures?
Yeah.
Hold on. Is Aya in this video? Which one is Aya? Is Aya in this video? Let me look. Just say, does anybody, does it tag Aya or somebody? Yeah, if Aya, because again, I don't know who the hell they are. You know what I'm saying? If Aya is in this video, if that's who you're talking about, just let me know. You don't have to say which one, but just say yes or no, because I'm just curious about that. I mean, that would be sad if she abandoned her son. Oh yeah, that's sad. Don't, that is so sad. That is so sad. That is so sad.
In the police department or the detective's office, whatever you want to call it.
And you know what? It occurred to me that these women, a lot of these women look very, very young, like very young. Um, they got to be half my age at least. I'm like 53. They have to be in their 20s, young 20s. You know what I mean? More than half my age. You see, it seems like that to me, like very impressionable.
Yeah, indeed.
Knowing
They
that
get away with this.
They get away with it.
They
Knowing,
get away with this.
Yeah, knowing that they're not qualified, not even a little bit, to even do the job that they're doing. That's crazy. And he keeps asking her. Because
They look captive, if you ask me. Especially the one on the left. She looks like she would damn near just say anything. Like something about her that seemed. They neither one of them seemed convincing, but the one on the left seems like she would just recite any words in front of her. And I hate to say that, but I'm just giving my honest opinion. It's just my opinion.
Still never says it.
Because she still never says it. She never says it.
Right. Let's listen to the rest. So were we on the fourth time?
That was
Mm.
the
Third time. Okay, let's continue to hear.
3.
And I start crying. So I don't really know.
Let me go back.
The 30s are not that young. That's terrible then if they, because they seem very young and mentally, like the way they're talking and discussing this seems very, very young. Like I would almost confuse them with being damn near a teenager.
I'm like, no, I want to go. But he was just like, do you really want to go? And I start crying. So I don't really know how to explain that.
The fourth time.
It was something that you weren't wanting, correct?
Based on what you were telling me, it's something you weren't wanting, correct? The fourth time. Why you keep asking this woman if it's something she didn't want it? Why?
Right.
Because she keeps saying that they make love every single time.
Right. And he's like, well, I really, in his mind, he's like, damn, she's not saying it.
You know what's really telling here though, regardless of just even without following how they're speaking or anything like that, the truth of the matter is, how would they be able to account for every act? How would they be able to account for this, to be able to speak for this woman anyway? I mean, why would they even go there? Because in my mind, if it comes down to something like grape, like what they're discussing, and it's a friend of mine or a person I know or anything, it doesn't even matter. I I wouldn't go this far to try to speak for somebody else's activities. You see what I mean? Like, because at the end of the day, if you're not there in that room with them, why would you be speaking for it? That's what you could speak for everything else that you saw, that you witnessed with your own eyes. But how can you speak for something? Were they in that room when when the alleged grape happened or not? Because if they weren't in that room, I don't even see why they would feel comfortable speaking, about it. You can speak about what you know about a person, what you've seen about a person, but you can't speak about what you haven't seen, you know? Yeah, so they weren't there. So I'm not getting it. I'm not getting it. That's really weird for a person to do. And especially regarding this topic, like a woman to do this to another woman, because from what people could know, it's happening a lot. It's assumed that it's happening a lot because of the data to women. Although I question if it's just that it ain't happening to men, and men don't speak about it as much. But in any case, it's happening to a lot of women. We know that. So because they speak up. But it's really weird that in light of that, another woman would try to say she knows what went on in the room between her and another man. Okay, she's the oldest one. I can't believe she stays on the. Yeah, it's not. There we go again. Yep, it's 35. I mean, sometimes it takes the older ones to get the younger ones to go along with it. They're more impressionable. But I'm not making no excuses here. Let me just play it. But the one on the left seems very like trapped. That's the energy I'm getting from her. So
He's not saying it.
I'm really trying to get to really trying to coax her. That's why if you listen to the whole detective interviews, you can hear him talking shit about him.
Yeah, we need to play
kind
that.
of persuade her mind into being with him. Right? So he's like listening to her story, but cutting her off at the same time because she's getting into the story. I was looking him into the eyes, but I understand this is something that you weren't wanting, right? Why did you have to keep doing that?
He actually cut her off when she was about to explain the intimate moment again. Let's listen to it. The detective cut her off because he's like, okay, I understand what you're saying, but listen.
Yeah, at the time, because I really wanted to go, and a part of me just gave it to him because I did, still care for him.
The fifth time. Why? Can everybody hear it? First of all, can y'all hear
it? Because y'all could see right here.
I think that's very weird too, because you could still care for a person that did that to you. I mean, it's just that's the nature of this kind of stuff. It's sad, but it's the reality. A lot of times when abuse is going on, there's no rule that says the person that's getting abused doesn't care for their abuser. That's happening all the damn time. It's called Stockholm syndrome. Both are trapped. They the last three of the wives standing. Okay, I thought I heard that actually. They're the last three. Okay. And how many did he have in total?
Here. How many times did that answer change? And it changed drastically. Now you're saying that you did it because you still care
for him. And let me tell you, they trying to make it seem like Mr. Bishop brainwashed her, or what did they say?
They said manipulate or
force. If you care about somebody, how do you brainwash? She said, I gave it to him because I still care for him. How are you gonna brainwash somebody and manipulate somebody to care for you?
You can't do that. Either you care and you want to stay, and that's what you did out of
Baba G would never treat me like that.
I see exactly why their testimony wouldn't even be relevant. I mean, because why would the police? You ain't going to get nothing out of them. I mean, what they're saying doesn't make sense. There was 4 Zoka locked up in jail. There was 4 Bazooka locked up in jail. Okay. So there was 4. Okay, so the other one is locked up. Okay. Yeah, what they're saying doesn't make any. They don't realize it don't make sense because they're not doing a good job at defending this dude. But it's worth taking a listen to it in retrospect, especially for me. It was important to listen to this today because I haven't listened to none of it. I never been to his Instagram page before this time when I'm showing it to folks. I never followed this guy, but I caught on to who he was and how dangerous he was. But I haven't been following him that closely. I mean, but a lot of people have been following it, and you don't need to, because what you see on YouTube are these clips and here and there are enough to know dude is a lunchbox. Is enough to know he's out there. You don't need that much to see something's incredibly wrong with this man, or to hear that much. A lot of information is out there about him by other individuals. So you don't even need to go to his Instagram or his personal YouTube page to know what's up. But in retrospect, it's a good idea to just hear their own words So that's what I wanted to make sure I was doing.
Yeah, like she gave consent plenty of times if you really pay attention, because you even having your Uber outside, like, okay, there was a situation that happened where some people were actually locked in the basement, were found for 7 years.
A true false imprisonment.
That's false imprisonment. But when you go and we making sure you got a ride, and you like, oh, I'm gonna stop putting my bag.
You got a phone.
You got your phone. You like, I'm gonna go back inside.
Nobody's constraining you and holding you
Nobody
down,
holding you.
locking you somewhere.
Nobody is holding you, and I think this is where the lines are becoming blurred here, because people are painting this perception that they hate him so bad that they just want him to be guilty of something.
They want it, so they're looking.
People think this only happens to older women, you know, but this is happening to young women being trapped like this, you know. Wow.
For anything, that's what the prosecution is doing.
And
like these witnesses or whatever, they're trying to bring up stuff that happened in Mexico. First of all, you can't even do that. You gotta report those crimes in the place that it happened. They trying to just say anything.
Exactly.
But let's finish this. This is the 5th time.
5 times.
5 times.
And still,
if somebody who really that happened to, you're not gonna have to ask them. They're gonna be like, "This happened to me."
And even
if something like that happens,
yeah, and even in a story, you gonna hear it. But this don't, like, look, when you questioning somebody that this is actually happened to, you gonna hear it in a story. You're not gonna have to keep asking 6 times because you trying to force the girl to say something.
And he already done talk bad about Mr. Bishop at this point, talking about he needs to be jammed up. Well, he needs to go to prison. Well, he thinks he's God. He's the biggest narcissist I think I've seen. It seemed like he could go both ways. He is trash talking Mr. Bishop. You don't even know him.
Mm-hmm.
So we got to look at his motive too. This is why he keep asking her, well, do you want to prosecute? If you don't want to prosecute, we don't got nothing. We've been trying to get this nature boy for a minute. If you don't want to prosecute, we don't got nothing.
Exactly.
All we got is these trolls videos. This shit not credible. We need you to prosecute. So without her even saying it, she just said, I want to prosecute. So they said, okay, that's when they took it upon themselves to write whatever they wanted in the case notes, talking about, she stated that he forced himself. She never said that. She never said forced anything.
Yeah, you know, again, I can see where they seem to think that the legal definition for grape is when a person says it. I think they're having a confusion here about what the real definition of grape is. And you don't actually have to say it, to be honest with you. You don't have to say verbatim, he graped me. That doesn't have anything to do with the definition of grape. They can establish that through asking other questions. They're allowed to, you see. And I think if you rely on, the testimony to be he graped me, then you're going to be like cutting out a lot of cases, Yeah, I think you're going to find a lot more in the legal definition. A person who has been harmed should fight back and get help, not play the 50. Not play the 50. I mean, yeah, but who's to define what fight back means? And in all these circumstances, Ralph, you're removing psychological abuse from the equation, because in an equation that involves psychological abuse, fighting back doesn't look the same. It looks very different. So you got to give room to that, because you're just erasing psychological abuse. And I'm sure you may not intend to do that, but if you take psychological abuse off the table as a factor, then you're going to remove a lot of abuse that occurs to little boys too. Little boys and little girls at the hands of men and women, grown men and women, or, just abuse that happens, period. And also, what about psychological abuse men get from women sometimes, man? Sometimes that might be the bigger share of abuse men get from women might be the psychological part of it. bro. So I don't know what you mean, but let me see here. Hey, chat. I'm new here, but everything they're saying are talking points from Eligio. He keeps them on the phone all day long. I mean, Sister Keela, is it Keela or Keia? Um, it's to me something sounds very unauthentic about what they're saying. Something. I mean, I thought it sounded coached. Like to me, that's what it sounds like. I don't know these women. I've only started watching this video. I've never been to his Instagram page before, and I've never seen this video before. This is my real actual live reaction. So my mind hasn't, I hope it's not jaded by some of the other videos I've seen, but I agree. It doesn't look too convincing. Well, the mother of his child, which he treated the worst, left before, and the one left to the left once he went to, oh, and the one and one left, I'm sorry, and one left once he went to jail. Too many wives anywhere from 1 to 6 at a time. He slept with every woman that came through the camp. Damn.
Even if they try to go in here and say, she was manipulated, control, but what about this, what you wrote in your case notes talking about force?
Where did that come
She
from?
never said that. But this is the 5th time. Let's see.
The 5th time.
Did you ever tell him at some point no?
Yeah, I'm like, no.
What is this? Look at how he said it. Did you ever?
But look, her first instinct was to jump to how he said it. She didn't jump to the fact that the lady just said, hold on. She didn't say no. Is that it? Is that what the issue is here? That she didn't say no right there? Oh, okay. Maybe. Let me just keep playing.
At one point tell him no. Let me just play that.
Did you ever tell him at some point no?
Yeah, I'm like, no. And he's like, do you really want to go? And I looked in his eyes.
And I understand
Notice that when the alleged victim was about to get.
Yeah, I'm like, no. And he's like, do you really want to go? And I looked in his eyes.
And I understand
Notice that when the alleged victim was about to get into the intimate moment she had with Mr. Bishop, Detective Gregory Moore cut her off.
I understand what you're saying. Is it something where you just relented and it happened?
The 6th time.
Yeah.
But did you acknowledge the fact that you didn't want to be there, you didn't want this?
Yes, I did.
He asked.
She acknowledged the fact that she didn't want to be there. It's something that she relented against. I mean, see, that's what I was trying to say. You don't have to say he raped me. You don't even have to say no. That's not the legal definition of grape. It's not the legal definition. That's not how they come to it. You could say somebody raped you, and that's not what they're looking for. They might investigate because you said it, but they're looking for a whole lot of other supportive details to establish it. And one could be I said no, or I said stop, or I said he raped me. It could be all of those things, but it could also be other phrases you use, other things that you do. You could put your hand out. You could push someone away. You didn't say stop, did you? I mean, there's a lot that could go on. There could be, to me, it sounded like in that little simple phrase, she said 2 things that it basically is all she needed to say at that moment to prove that she said she relented. So they're going to go on with that and try to find out how did she relent. They may not go on here because this is just the initial police investigation, but in the court, they will go on and follow up on that. So I would think the women would want to know how she relented.
Her if she acknowledged that she didn't want to be there. She says yes, but remember she said that truly in her heart she wanted to stay.
And you have to understand, this is the 6th time. Of course she's going to start to say, yeah. Well, yeah, I told him I didn't want to go. He keep on asking a bit, like, he keep asking her. So, of course, at the 6th, 7th, 8th time, she's going to be like, yeah.
Start changing her
She gonna
answer.
start.
No, that's not true, though. That's not true necessarily. I mean, a person could ask you 10 times. If it's not true, you're going to say it's not true 10 times. of course, that doesn't always happen in bad cases. Maybe they can convince people to say something different. But do you think that's what's going on here? Is that what that sounded like? Because she made two separate statements that seemed to suggest she wasn't down with it. I mean, and then in the courtroom, she furthered on that and made a statement that said, she told him, she wanted to go. I mean, there's a lot to this that seems like this guy just didn't want to stop. He ain't want to let her go, basically. I mean,
By changing her answer.
Yeah, because every time she's asked that, she gets into the story. I'm looking him into the eyes. We make love. I couldn't resist him because I had feelings for him. Like none of this has elements to any sort of the allegations that are at hand.
the day after the verdict, they had AirPods on in their ear, and you could hear him telling them what to say. You mean while he was locked up? He thought he was slick because the judge ordered him to not address the witness and the victim in any way. Damn. Is there audio where you can hear that happening? I'd like to hear that too. Oh, let me see. There was a response that quick. Oh, wow. Damn, you want it. Oh, okay. Yeah, you know what? If you could direct that to me, but what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna drop the link here to the panel. You don't have to come in the panel, but the panel coming up for a second, it gives you a way to drop links in the back chat, in the private chat, so I can use those links and pull them up if you don't mind. All right, let me see. I'm gonna pause this video a little bit because I don't want to hear the whole thing, but I wanted to illustrate a point. This is the video that they did before the trial started, just before the trial started. Now the next video I'm going to go to is the one that they made right after the what is it? Is it during when he was convicted, or was it just leading up? No, it's when the COVID happened. It's the COVID. So I'm gonna play the second one, but it will be self-explanatory because they will tell it themselves. They'll describe why they're doing the video. But I just wanted to illustrate a few things. Like, this is the before, right? And you get to hear how they're talking before, and then we're going to hear how they discuss it later.
No grape, no false imprisonment, nothing. Okay, this is not a story, if you listen to it, where this person has actually not considered, like, she had actually said, I wanted to go back inside to say goodbye. That's consent. Yeah. You like, nobody is ever forcing you to stay, especially if you have a ride. And that's the whole thing. It's like, how? And I understand that people are paying him to be a bad person, but like, really though, look at the facts. Like, if you take your feelings away from it, the facts
how you feel, right?
No. How is this flying? Yeah. Nah, this is not flying.
And people saying, like, these little times that she said no, they're trying to like hone in, but she said no. She was quote 6 times, and before she even did this detective report, a week before she did this report, she was on the T saying that they made love again. Mm-hmm.
Okay, Kia, I can see you up. You could speak if you want, or you could just use the back chat. It's up to you.
Hey, am I on?
Yeah, you on.
Oh, how you doing? This is actually my first time coming up here. I really do appreciate your chat. I love it. I love it here.
Oh, thank you. I appreciate that a lot, sister. Thank you.
Yeah, but I can't stay up too long because I'm actually working right now. But I had just wanted to let you know, they had addressed, well, they had made like I guess a statement after the verdict and the sentence the next day, and I realized that Aya had AirPods in her ear, and after a while, you kept hearing something, and it was actually Nature Boy telling her what to say.
Okay.
You could actually hear when he had to hang up and call back in the Securus line. pop back up. I believe they deleted that video, but if you want to find it, I believe it's on a recent video on the T.
You know, it's so interesting that you say that because I have been trying to find that video, and I'm watching it. I saw a clip of it. That's the one video I watched. I saw two. I didn't see this one, but I never went to his Instagram page to see it. I just decided because of those, let me go to his page and just see what else is there, right? And then
Yeah,
I
yeah.
saw this video and I said, you know what? Let me start here with the first one before the trial. But the videos that I did see, I didn't watch all of it, but I saw part of it. It had his Instagram thing on it, Eligio.bishop on it. So
Mm-hmm.
when you're talking about, but when I came here to find it, it's not there anymore.
Yeah, they actually left it up all day, and I believe they deleted it the next day.
Mm.
But I mean, I feel like it's too late at this point because I'm sure that they didn't send that information over to the judge and the
Oh,
prosecutor.
definitely.
I
Oh,
do
absolutely.
believe that today, they're tying up loose ends, before he's shipped off. So
Very likely. Very
yeah,
likely.
so he's probably gonna get phone privileges revoked and all of that. So, but I
It's,
tell you what, I'll go look for that video. I believe the T had it.
okay.
Um, and I'll just maybe drop it
Yeah,
in
you
the
can
chat.
drop it in the back chat if you don't mind. Yeah, the one you think is best. The one you think is best.
Okay,
Um,
I got
but
you.
I appreciate you hopping up and giving the information. You know, I don't. I think the good thing about me is that I haven't seen this stuff, so I have fresh eyes. But I have a big respect for people that have been following this. I mean, like the T and there's another lady, Malaya, I believe.
Medea.
Medea, right? I'm sorry. They
Yeah,
apparently been following this for years now, and that's not easy to do because what you have to watch is some sad stuff.
yeah, it's very very crazy, and I commend every last one of them. Medea, Lisa, says
Hmm.
what, the T. They have done a phenomenal job documenting this stuff. So,
Hmm.
and I'm glad they did it because I mean, if they didn't, maybe we wouldn't even have these videos to prove that this is the type of person that he is.
Definitely, definitely. And these videos are almost more important than the other videos because these are specific to his case. To his
Exactly.
trial, to what he's been charged with. The other videos, as crazy as they are, speak to his character. They're not tied to that specific case, so it's useful. It gives people a real good idea, a real good look at what's really going on here, as much
Yeah,
as they do to cover it up. But, you know, he's in jail
absolutely.
now. So
Yeah,
good
and
work.
guess what? I'm happy about it.
Me too. I'm
it
ecstatic.
I'm
Uh,
happy about it. I've seen way too much abuse, and they keep talking about Janae. I'm sorry, I don't even want to say her name, but they keep talking about the victim saying that she didn't say that she was R-worded, but she didn't even know because I feel like our community think that that act has to be something violent, and it
right.
does not have to be violent. You know what I'm
No.
saying? So
And it's not even reported to be often. I mean, when you see a lot of cases, women, there's women that will testify that they may have even enjoyed part of it later, at one point, or that they were, at first they said no and then they liked it, but that's not what it's about. It's about
exactly.
control over your body. And here's the thing. Imagine what you live with. It's even worse to go through something that you maybe partly enjoy. And I'm sorry if I'm saying this because it could sound disgusting. I'm sorry. Um, but just to comment on what you were saying, it is very traumatizing to have to deal with the fact that you might have enjoyed something when someone robs you of your freedom. That's not good.
Yeah.
That's a hard thing to deal with. And when you're dealing with somebody's freedom, think about, I mean, we do that a lot in society. It's not just about sexual violence. It's about other things we learn to just accept that we
Yeah.
maybe shouldn't be accepting because we say in the beginning we don't want it, but we just learn to accept it. I
Yeah,
mean,
and you know what? This is part of the reason why those current ladies are still there. Nature Boy has said constantly that a woman does not have her own mind. You are supposed to adopt your man's mind.
mm,
So they had 2 years to figure this law stuff out. they keep talking about this malicious prosecution video and why they don't want to play her interview. They don't have to play her interview because her testimony was consistent with what she said in the interview.
Exactly.
You
It's
know,
that simple.
it's so simple. But they're listening to Nature Boy all day long. They're not researching any of this stuff in regards to, they had 2 years for this. But they sit up on the phone all day because he calls all day long. The prosecutor said that he called them 80 times since the trial had started.
Wow.
So what do you think he was doing the past 2 years?
He's just checking on his kids. So,
He's trying to keep them in line.
Exactly. Oh man, I shouldn't joke, but sometimes it's the only way you can deal with it, because you have to hear the logic, So, and people report some of the logic. So at some point, this ridiculous logic. So I just had to spit some of it out to remind y'all. He's just checking on his kids, y'all. That's all. He's innocent.
So right now, the narrative is he's getting out in 30 days because they're going to file the appeal and he's going to get out just like Tupac did. The same thing happens to Tupac. So that's what's going to happen.
Yeah, and that's what I want to get to. That's the video I want to get to. I just thought, you know what? Let me just start with the one right before the hearing. I never heard it, but it's just as ridiculous.
Yeah, it's insane. And, I feel like Aya, she's the oldest one there. I think Aya is almost 38, 39.
She should be ashamed of herself.
If I'm not, but I will say she's used to this type of thing because I believe that, she had, I think she was doing some prostitution in California prior to her getting there. So she's used to having a pimp.
I got you.
You see what I'm saying? So, it's just unfortunate. I really do hope that these ladies are able to untangle their minds and get back to their families. Like these people have kids that they haven't seen in 5 to 7 years. It's just sad. And I pray for the 2 men that's there too, Jackson, Juju.
I prayed for everybody that lived in that house. I'm not praying for for Nature Boy. But,
hell no.
But I can't go that far, because then I would almost have Stockholm syndrome then and shit. Pray for Nature Boy,
Oh no, I have absolutely no sympathy for Nature Boy whatsoever, because like I said, I watched this for a long time and I realized that everything that he has done was calculated.
Yeah.
Just so he can have something to aid him in this situation right now. All the way down to the fake NDAs and telling people that if you speak about what went on here, I'm going to sue you. Or, convincing them that going to the cops is like dishonorable. Him creating these quote unquote characters to make it seem like everything is a skit. Like all of this was calculated. Nature Boy knew exactly what he was doing. So at this point, you get what you get and you don't have a fit. Period.
Yeah.
Period.
He's lucky to be alive, straight up.
Okay, because let me tell you something. I live in Louisiana and they didn't brought back the death penalty over here. So
yes, and he's a prime candidate. He should have been a prime candidate for that, because like you said, they bringing it back in certain states, but he's never going to be able to account for what he did. Harm he's done. He will never be able to account for it. Meaning, if half of these people get to live a happy life, they'll be lucky. That's how much trauma and harm he's caused. So, and it's not
really
fair. That's why I wanted to. That's something that I think a lot of people should home in on. The mental abuse lasts way longer than the psychological abuse.
Absolutely.
And that's the mental abuse is really key to understanding a case like this, because people keep asking, why'd she go back? Or I can, they don't understand. She said no, but now you're getting her to stay. Anyway, you're asking her twice. She don't want to be there, but you're saying, you sure you don't want to be here? It's like, hello.
Right.
They
and
don't get
and not only that, she didn't set up here and witness everybody get their ass whooped prior to. So
exactly.
I mean, what is she to do? But I just want to shout out your channel. I love your channel. Medea's in the chat. Shout out to Medea.
You hear what she said? You hear what
Huh?
she said there? She said they were talking to him during this live too, and to me, it looked like that. I'm like, something just seems unnatural about this.
Yeah. It's all coached. It's all
Yeah.
coached. I think you should definitely get Medea to come up. But I have to drop down. I'll look for that video that I was talking about earlier, and
Mm-hmm.
I'll go ahead and send it to you in the chat. But I appreciate your channel. Like I said, shout out to everybody in the chat.
Oh, thank you so much, sister. I appreciate that. I appreciate that. You too, and I appreciate you for hopping up and sharing what you know.
Oh, absolutely.
All right, all right. Let me see. I put the link down there. So if Medea want to hop up, and she deserves to hop up and speak her piece because you've been on it, Medea, and you've been on it. So, and like I was saying before, you and the T, y'all have a lot of critical content on this matter. You know, and y'all didn't make jokes out of it. Y'all didn't turn it into some sort of buffoonery or anything like that. Y'all really stuck to the issues that are important to have, you know, and it's not easy to follow a case like this for a time because it hurts. It hurts, man. This shit hurts, yo. Like it really hurts. It hurts me listening to these women. Like I'm really yeah, I'm just out of it. Okay, okay. Yeah, so let me let this play a little bit more, and then I'm gonna hop to the next the video that they did about the COVID. Yeah, so
And the T coached her before the detectives even coached her.
Right.
The T, and we about to play that now.
So she had already, after the T's interview.
oh, and what's up, Pumpkin, Andrea, Michelle, Marcus 39. Yeah, everybody and everybody. I saw everybody. My fault. I'm just gonna let it play here. Oh, okay, you up, sis. Okay, how you doing?
Hey, I'm
Morning.
good. How are you?
Yeah, yeah, I'm good. I'm good. But you know what? Just
Mm.
watching this stuff and looking at it, it's just like again, you start feeling a certain way. It gets under your skin. It gets even what they're saying because it's so creepy. It's so creepy.
It's very uncomfortable. And in this video, they're pulling out the Bible and likening him to Jesus, the return, like
Mm,
he is the Messiah.
mm. Yeah, this is just raw. It's too much, man. It's too
I,
much.
I can't see the Messiah coming from, come. I can't see the
Jesus
Messiah
behind
doing
bars.
what he did.
Jesus behind bars. Jesus, it's a, you know, and he gonna be there this time. He, ain't- he's not going. You don't get the death penalty. He's just gonna get the natural life. I mean,
Well,
they stop with it.
the
Stop.
ladies are filing their appeal.
Mhm.
And I just want to announce it here. I haven't announced it anywhere else. But if they file an appeal, I will be in that courtroom as well.
Mm, mm, mm.
Right on, right on. Medea, hi everybody.
I'm gonna let
Hey,
y'all
A good
talk it
time
out.
to
Go ahead.
interject.
Yeah, I'm gonna put.
Medea.
How you?
yes.
Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No, no. I was just saying I'm going on mute. I'm gonna let y'all talk it out. Go ahead, Michelle.
Medea, thank you. I know, we be chopping it up over on your channel. And for
Right.
anybody who is not subscribed to Medea, please head on over and subscribe. And Medea, you've been working. Y'all, for everybody who's new to this case, Medea was boots on the ground. Okay. Had to rearrange flights. Let them know, Medea. And I'm not saying all of that. It's not about you, but that just goes to show how dedicated and committed you were to this case. And I
Well,
appreciate that. So thank you.
you're very much welcome. And the fact of the matter is, Michelle, like I wanted to commit to this because I don't know if many of you know the origins, but my best friend of over 25 years introduced me to this cult. And she
Mm,
was like, "You got to see this.
Yeah.
It's crazy." And she passed away 3 years ago.
mhm,
And I know my first, middle, and last name. If she was here, she would have been in that courtroom.
mm,
So I had to fulfill that for her. And
mm,
also, I didn't know until the last minute that Court TV or, Fox was going to be streaming. I didn't know.
mm.
But,
Yeah, they surely did.
but regardless of that, y'all didn't see the background of what went on in the gallery.
No.
Exactly. Medea was able to give us like play by play every night. Sometimes I was fighting to stay awake. Y'all like, I gotta wait for Medea at least, to give us, you know what I'm saying, to give us the play by play about, obviously things that you're not going to see, about the facial expressions of the jurors, and like, oh, well, this person maybe looks like that person. It looks like they're going to lean this way. There was, not a dry eye on,
Oh,
the prosecution side, all of that. Mm-hmm.
okay. So tell me about that. It was people really tearing up in there,
Oh,
listening to the
Um,
testimony.
oh my goodness, yes.
Mm,
Some of the jurors pulled for tissue.
mm,
There was one point when they played that video of him saying, that's your cat. You should take it. You need to take it. That's your B. You take the P.
mm.
And one of the jurors, I don't know if something traumatic happened to them, but they like put up their hand at the side of their head like they got an immediate headache or something.
Mm, mm, mm.
And they just could not. They were like shaking their head like, "Oh my goodness, no." When
It's important to know. It's important
hmm?
because a lot of, if you notice, some of the some was, when people are that haven't been in the courtroom, right? When they're online, there is a certain percentage of people that don't get it, right? That don't understand what this is about. And they make some of the same arguments that these ladies in this video are making, like verbatim, right? But
Yeah.
you should understand it might work outside of the court. Inside of the court, it's gonna damn you.
Yeah.
exactly. That, and I'm so glad you said that. That was actually the reason why I wanted to come up. A lot of people are like, oh, three God didn't deserve life. She gave him life. No, she did not give him life. It's the law requirement, right? In the state of Georgia, for that particular offense, that if you are found guilty, that is what the sentence is.
Well,
And I don't go
actually,
ahead.
Michelle, the sentence in for the R word in the state of Georgia, he was facing a minimum of 25 minimum.
Right.
The max is life
Okay.
because it is a capital offense.
Right. Right. So nonetheless, that kind of is what it is type thing.
Right.
And I don't know how Nature Boy I mean, this is going to sound crazy, but like did he not know that? Did he not realize that before I don't know where they were before they moved to Georgia. Were they in Puerto Rico? Maybe they were in Puerto Rico. Did he not realize, like, hey, like you're moving to a state with a very harsh sentence for this? Um,
Did he
everything.
not know? Exactly.
Like I don't know if he. If it was me, I mean, I would have done my homework about all this before I moved to the States. But the thing that I want to bring home is with Nature Boy, all of these videos, things that people are quote unquote saying about him came from his mouth. All of this, just like Medea, you said, with the video that he said, "Oh yeah, your women belong to you." He had another video that I don't know that was played, but he flat out said, "Sometimes you gotta R your women. Sometimes you gotta take them up. Women like to be R worded." Like he is saying these
And they play that in the court.
to the
Mm-mm.
wives. It's
Okay.
like nobody's putting this on him. Oh, they just putting stuff on him. They saying anything. No, he's saying this about himself. He is saying these things. And
Mhm.
he's finally held accountable for the things that he has said. And it was crazy. And when Booker, like his remarks, how he apologized to the victim. And I think that Medea, I think it was on maybe Lisa's last live where you guys were saying he was kind of trying to shed himself of Nature Boy. And I really truly think, one, he was upset that he lost the case, but I think he felt bad for Nature Boy. I think he knew that he was going to get L-whopped, as they say. I think he knew that because it just seemed like in his final remarks, it seemed like he honestly really felt bad for him.
Yeah.
Yeah. Which was, he was like, I serve the one true God. He's not, like, I represent him. This is my job to do this, but he's not God. And I really think in that moment, Booker knew. I think he was just like, damn. you know?
Got a job to do. I mean,
Yeah.
on one hand, the man has a right to representation. On one hand, and if you don't get it from one person, a decent representation, that could affect you. So I'm sure, if I would be thinking, at least him as a black man, Booker, could definitely guarantee. I would hope he would think this way, that I'm at least going to make sure this black man gets good representation. That's it. He can't change the outcome. He can't change the outcome at all. The facts are the facts.
But in all honesty, Bennett,
Jesus.
when the camera wasn't focused on Eligio, because
Mhm,
it wasn't all the time,
mhm.
but the times that it was, can you recall how many times you saw him in Booker's ear?
Oh, all the
All the
time.
time. All the time.
And that
Yeah.
was that
Um,
was the entirety of the interaction while he was in the courtroom. He would
yeah.
not allow his attorney to be an attorney.
If he had, he would have took the 10, just flat out, or whatever
Yeah.
they.
I heard that they offered him 7 before all the trial and all that even started.
How
When
much
they
of that?
first, Medea, was that true?
Yes, it is.
Yeah, 7. Which at that point he had already served what, a year and a half,
Yep.
nearly 2 years at that point.
Hmm.
And the ironic thing is, Nature Boy always say, "Oh yeah, you did that to yourself, bro. You did this to yourself," because he could have been maybe a year or so away from getting out, depending on his bull. He didn't have good behavior, but he could have been close. He could have been very close to getting out.
And when you try to do an appeal, even if you try an appeal or not an appeal, well, he's done. He can't even get released. It's no parole. I mean, he screwed himself completely over. And but anyway, I don't want to take up too much of the convo. Anything else? What else you want to tell us about what you could see on the inside of that courtroom? Or
Well, all of the outbursts, all of them,
mm,
every single Malia, aka Tanisha Dulé, she
mhm,
had 2 separate outbursts, and she was escorted out twice of the
mhm,
courtroom. Um, who else? Honor the God was escorted out because, well, she was actually escorted out with some lady that was sitting next to her.
mhm.
She called the bailiff over and was like, "Y'all better come get her." And the bailiff was just like, "Okay, both of you get out." And who else? Oh, of course, everybody saw
Juju,
Juju's.
Juju on the stand.
Yes, he had his outburst there. And Aya had a little bit of an outburst while on the stand as well. So pretty much everybody. Oh, Jax also, I believe, got put out, and the judge told them that they could not return. So because they were disruptive, they were
Mhm.
very disruptive. There were other chances that they were given to, apply a little bit more decorum, but they
Mm.
just couldn't. And I just want to say publicly, if you guys get the appeal, if you guys are listening to Bennett right now, because they listen to everything, Bennett.
Mm.
But if you guys are here right now or you're catching it on a replay, you guys are gonna have to exercise a little bit more decorum. And also, they all had on Apple Watches, and I suspect that they were planning on texting each other during each other's testimony.
I did hear about that, Medea. I didn't even notice that they had that,
I don't
but
All of them.
understand it. They didn't understand it. When you're a judge and when you operate a courtroom, when you work in a court, and when you work as an attorney, a prosecutor, a defendant, you've seen all this before. They
Hmm.
prepared for all of this.
yeah,
It's not much wiggle room at all. Even if you slip a little bit by this, it's so hard to get past anything in the first place just because they're experts at this.
yeah,
You know?
absolutely. I think
They-
that speaks volumes to the lack of life skills. I think being in a cult, being in that type of exclusive environment, I think the basic common sense and life skills just dwindles. Because you're right, they probably seen everything under the sun by now. And for them to think that they can be on there, she had a dissertation. Did y'all see all them damn notes she had?
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying? Like to get up there and like think that you're gonna go, it doesn't work like that.
Bring
You are
notes.
asked questions that you have to answer. Did she just think she was gonna come up there and just read? Like,
Oh, what?
just it's the lack of life skills for me. Like, I really, really hope. I hope that the women can just get out and honestly, Jackson Juju too. I really, really hope that they can find some type of normalcy in their lives, honestly, because this shit it's a waste. Like it is sad. It is very, very sad.
She had no one in her corner to tell her she can't bring them notes.
She can't bring and thought she could. Came up there like, I don't care. I'm just gonna do it anyway. Y'all, she had a booklet damn near. Like, what is
That's
happening?
called advising someone poorly.
Yeah, that's what this whole story is about. Because even Nature Boy, even in that type of environment, he obviously had no one to really, grow a pair and be like, bro, you are ruining your life. You're ruining your life. You're literally incriminating yourself. And no one did. Nobody stepped up and was like, this is not how you should go.
You know what's very interesting though, because I don't want to I don't want to take up because I know you all know so much, so I have some questions, but it's just one thing that just stands out to me the most is that out of all the things you've heard about Nature Boy on the internet, from all the different places that play his rants and play their, his smacking and beating or whatever is going on, right? All of this stuff, all the things you hear about him, the other lady dying because of health complications, just all these different stories, right? He was given an opportunity to take 7 years. And he would have never been, they would have never been able to try him for any of these other things for one reason or the other. He was slipping through the cracks, really. But because he decided to go to court, in a way, all those people got justice.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Just because of his choice.
Yep.
It is amazing.
Yep.
It's amazing.
He could have probably even negotiated. I can't remember if that 7-year deal he would have to register as an offender. I can't remember if that was part of the deal or not. But at that point, he probably could have even negotiated, like, yeah, maybe I'll do 8 as long as I don't have to register. Like, he had already did time served at that point. It's nuts. And now, man, without the possibility of parole, and the only hope that they do have is that appeal. I did hear some attorneys on Court TV. They did say that a couple of them on the panel said that they thought that the trial should have stopped because the judge tested positive for COVID. A few of the attorneys were like, absolutely, there's no way that trial should have went on. So I don't know if in the appeal they could say that was a major error in the
It
trial.
didn't, but it didn't go on though. The judge actually broke
Oh,
for a day and a half.
you're right. She broke. I forgot about that, Medea.
Yeah, she paused it for 2 days, right?
Yeah,
Yeah,
you're
it did.
right.
Yeah. So if they can't make it seem like she was malicious, and if no one got sick or gets harmed, then where's the case?
Right. And
You know?
also,
Yeah.
do you guys realize in this video, if you listen carefully, you can hear him in the background. I don't know if he's talking on
Medea,
a
I
Bluetooth
heard,
headset.
yes, I did hear that, but I didn't know if he was talking, like if they had a video of him playing or if he was actually talking on the phone.
Sound like he was talking to me because at points he would be quiet
Well,
so
it
they
does
could
look like
deliver.
you're listening to somebody because judging by the eyes, I kept seeing one of them like zone off in their eyes, like, and I was just thinking, not like they're looking away, but like somebody does when they're trying to listen carefully, you
Right.
know. So but I thought it was someone else said, I forget who it was just now, just earlier today, on this live said that it's the third video you can hear them on, which is why they may have taken that off of their Instagram page.
Oh, I have it. I'll be re-uploading it.
Yeah, you.
Period.
Oh, but yeah. Well, I appreciate you for coming up and sharing, and also everything you're doing, Medea. I mean, and I think what I really like about you is that you haven't turned it into a circus. You've really been doing it from the heart, and you haven't, some you haven't what can I say?
Been speculating, and everything that she does is fact based. There's
Yeah.
no speculations. Even some of the things, that if there is a hunch, like most of the time the hunch is true, So sometimes you hear on other channels it's just nothing but speculation. Oh, I feel that this, I feel none of the shit that none of the stuff that they say is true. But with Medea and Lisa, it's not like that, y'all. It's really not.
Yeah, exactly, and that's what I think is why a lot of your material seems to go further and permeate, catch other people's eyes and things like that. And even mine, I was like, wait a second, let me listen. I like this now. This is serious. And
Right.
yeah. So I just thought, and I only grabbed it because of the information value. I hadn't known
Hmm.
anything about you, but I could hear how you were discussing it. I was like, okay, this sounds solid. And then it just turns out you and the T were actually the people that's been following this the longest, and that y'all been serious about it.
Hmm.
So yeah, so kudos to you. And I know it's not easy. Oh, and by the way, if you got like I know you're not doing it for cash apps or anything like that, but everybody deserves a little bit of something for their time and energy, because think about this is like a job. It's like a job. It takes time.
It
And why,
is.
and why should people not be compensated for their time? Because it could easily be the other way, that you don't have the time. You see? So if you got like a cash app or a link you want to put up, if people want to support you here, I'd be happy to do that. No problem. Yeah, no problem at all.
I have one thing to add, one last thing to add before I drop, but
Mhm. Oops. Bleh. She gonna hop back up. Matter of fact, let me just put this down here in case she have a problem
I,
hopping up.
I'm gonna drop down too. I just wanted to make that point. Thank you so much. I'm very new to your channel. I just heard about your channel just a couple days ago, so
sorry.
I will definitely be tuning in. Medea,
Okay.
I'll let you finish. Y'all take care.
Okay.
Bye.
Yeah,
Bye.
yeah. Go ahead,
I
Medea.
I'm so sorry. I hit the wrong button. Did you get my private message?
Let me see. Okay. Let me see it. Boom! I see it right there.
Okay, good.
Perfect.
And then the other thing is did you hear in the sentencing where the judge advised him that he is not able to profit off of anything related to this case?
I did hear that. Hmm.
Do you not think that them asking for donations is him profiting?
Yeah. Well, ask if it's. It depends. It's worth being argued. It's definitely worth being argued. And and it's possible that it will be argued, because hey, that's a that's a valid question. I'm not sure if you're allowed to stop someone from raising money for a legal defense, but because that's not technically, I don't know if that meets the
It's
bar.
based off of this case. It's
Yeah.
based it is based off of this, and I when I heard them I was like, "Oh my god, why are they we need donations, run us up for Poppy's appeal. This is that." They're
Well, one thing that's interesting is that how does anyone know that it's for his appeal? See, that's the thing about it. I think if there's some concrete things, if you want to prove that it's for his appeal, which they may end up having to do, if they want to raise money, they may be in a situation where they have to prove it's not for profit. And how you do that is through raising the money through legitimate means, like being able to verify that, okay, this is an account that's going to his lawyer. This is an account, something specific about how they raise the funds, and so far it doesn't sound like they're doing that at all.
well, they're out on Beyonce's internet saying that, oh, this is for Pop. Jax has gone live about it. The ladies went live about it and said that, and
Mhm.
Juju has spoken up about getting donations for Chief's appeal.
I mean, it is going. I think you raised a legitimate question, and I think there's probably some loops in that in what it means to not raise funds. Or to not raise money. That's an order by the court, and the court can follow up on that. The
Yeah.
court, and if people report it, the court will. It's their
Yeah.
duty to once it's reported to them. They don't have a they don't have a option to not follow up and investigate it if it's reported to them. I believe not the court. You know, yeah, because that's been issued by the judge, and the judge is going to want to make sure it's being followed. So yeah, it's part of the prosecution, part of the case. You know, so yeah, but yeah, but hey, we're gonna find out either way. If what I'm saying doesn't make sense, then we gonna find out. You know,
We sure will.
I
But
would
I
like to find
appreciate you.
out.
I
I
appreciate
appreciate.
you having me up.
Yeah, yeah. Oh, no worries. Thank you for coming up because you enlightening a lot of people, and we're able to further the conversation in some ways. You know, and then the more people you have that just want to try to do what they can in the right way, the better it's going to be for everybody. It affects us all in one way or the other. So definitely kudos to you, Medea. Hey, by the way, y'all, this is her Cash App. I don't even have Cash App because I'm in the EU, but this is her Cash App. And most of y'all in the US listening right now. So hit the sister up with whatever you can because she's definitely been putting in real work and you've seen it. So support people where you can support it because you know everybody got a life. So yeah, there you go, Medea. I hope folks do support you, and I'm going to also. You got PayPal also, right?
No, I don't
See,
because,
that's what I
well,
use.
you know what? I might as well get it now because I think the whole world knows my real name now.
There you go. Yeah, I mean, and then you can help me, and I can help you because I
Yes,
can't even
sir.
get in the Cash App system. I use PayPal. We don't have Cash App here, so
Oh, okay.
you know. So there you go. But a lot of people do, and I'm sure they're going to support you, and people recognize you, and the ones that don't are going to. So keep at it.
Thank you so much. And I will be premiering a new video.
Hmm.
What time are you? What time are you? I'll wait until your live is done.
Hmm. I'm done in probably like 1 hour from now.
Perfect. Yeah, I'll premiere it then. It's one of his supporters. I don't know if you know Kaja.
Yeah, I just came across that one exactly.
Yes, I will be premiering it and doing my commentary. I'm this one is a little bit different and a little bit more complicated because Kaja and I actually speak.
Okay.
And I've spoken to her today regarding that live video. So everything
Mm-hmm.
that I say in the live video, she's already aware of. But because everybody on Beyonce's internet knows that her and I are cordial and we actually have a bond like a friendship,
Hmm.
I wanted to just make sure that I let everybody know like I will be responding to her live publicly.
Y'all heard? So don't go out there and get the shakes. You know.
Hmm.
I'm sorry. I have a little bit of humor about me sometimes.
No, I love it.
It's too much. But hey, you did follow the case up, and I think people do know that once you go out there and you follow these cases and you put time and effort into them, right?
Mhm.
You taking it serious. So people that have an issue, with what you're doing, and then they want to express their dislike for something or their disagreement, they have to know that sometimes you might follow it up because hey, you put a lot of energy and time into it. So there you have it. If it's incorrect, it's something you might correct.
The thing about it is constructive criticism is always welcome, and my haters are my motivators.
Hmm.
I heard at one point that I was a part of carbonation. I've heard it all. So I let it all roll off my back at the end of the day.
Hmm.
Um so I'm not really worried about the naysayers and people who, are like watching me and hate watching. I don't
Hmm.
pay attention to the hate watchers. I mean, I like y'all because y'all help me on the algorithm. Keep watching.
There you go. There you go. They do help out. They do help out. All right, y'all. So that was the sister Medea, and so if you want to find out more about her, where to find her at, I'm gonna put that in the chat right now. Her link, um, as suggested by who suggested that? Andrea Burnett. Yes, yes, ma'am. Right away. Yeah, right away. Here we go. Here we go. Let me put an S channel so y'all can find her because she is doing a live right after mine here, and so there you have it. I'm gonna put it up on the screen. Everybody can check her out, and as you can see, it's what is this internet sign they have there? Here where I'm at, it's called Snapple, MEDAYA 2837. So I'm gonna be following that too as soon as I'm done here. Now let me flip over to the next video. I'm gonna drop the link again just for anybody that wants to get up on here. Link to the panel. And then you all can feel free to hop up. I mean, I'm okay with a few people hopping up while we review this stuff. Dre Son, what's up? How you doing? You there? Can you hear me?
Oh yeah, hey, can you hear me now?
There you go. I can hear you. I can hear you. What's up?
All
How
right,
you doing, bud? You good?
I'm all right. I'm all right. Thank you for asking, man. How about yourself?
Oh, hanging out. Hey, I'm free. I'm not
Yes,
locked down for a natural
yes.
life. You know
Hey,
what I'm
we woke up free. Woke up, you know, woke up. Period. That's the thing right
saying?
there.
Peace to the gods. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
man. That's
You're a free
becoming
man.
more and more of a. That's becoming more and more of an achievement every day, man.
You know, absolutely. All right, man. So let me hear what's your take while I queue up the next video, bro.
Yeah, man. My only real input, or I guess my takeaway, is that it just seems like a pattern. You know, like
Mm,
every leader that comes up in, I don't know what to call it, the black community, the melanated community, whatever title you want to put on it, but people that look like us, right? Whenever there's a leader that comes up, it always comes with this controversy, and then it turns into just the most vile behavior. And I'm talking about, it's not recent, like it's not a recent trend. Like I
mhm,
think back to the Nation of Islam with Elijah Muhammad and the allegations that were put against him. I mean,
mhm,
even prior to that, it's like every single movement that
mhm,
manages to galvanize people towards what could be a worthy cause, it just
mhm.
comes to a fiery, like
Oh, you
just
hear this? Medea
disgusting.
says he's not a leader, but I hear you.
Right, right, right. I say a leader in the sense he had.
Oh, you went out a little bit. I know you're driving. That's how you do. But keep you. I'm waiting for you. Go ahead. I know it's going to clear up. Yeah, everybody, let's just wait for Dreadson to come back because I know he's about to say something powerful, and then I'm gonna follow up on what he's saying. Let me cue this next video up. Hold on, this is just ridiculous. I'm gonna cue this one up. This one now, we're gonna play a little bit of the next video. Now, there's three. This is the second one. I'm not gonna play the whole thing. I'm gonna play a little bit of it, and then I'm gonna play the last one after the case. So this is just close to it ending. So let's see here. The Duds tested positive for COVID video.
Come on with the dates. Mm-mm-mm. Man. Y'all come in the room.
Peace, peace, peace. Welcome.
Come in the room.
Yo, Dreadson, you there? Can you hear me? Dreadson. Okay. You must need to hop back up, bro. Your mic is muted. Okay. Just let me know, Dreadson, when you back. Just give me a cue.
We got some updates. They putting all kind of stuff on the news. We have to tell y'all what's really going on because they put anything out there for people to believe.
Mm-hmm.
So we want to give y'all a direct update of what's going on.
Yeah.
And not the news because
you can't believe what they put on the news.
No.
That just crazy.
Dreadson, you there?
Yeah, I'm back out. I
Okay.
don't know the last thing you heard me say. I might have bad reception.
Oh no, you were talking about the pattern of leadership, right? But go ahead. Go ahead.
That was the main thing I wanted to say was that was what's your feedback on that, or even I don't want to
Well,
mispronounce my dia. What's your feedback? Because I guess if you two have seen some things or you have more insight into what was done previously up to now, why does this pattern keep repeating itself all the way up until right now? It's not like we can say, oh, it's a pattern that's dying away. It's not going away. It seems to be recurring more frequently now than ever before. So, like, why is it?
you know what I think, brother, and this is my conspiracy theory. This is my main. I won't say my main one because it's just about the community and what happened with our community. In the United States, what happened to our people is like my belief is that in the '60s, the FBI set up a program to deal with the real critical thinkers in the movement, and that they made a plan to get rid of them and promote the false ones. And I think that program thrived because that program existed of turning a blind eye to poor actors, um, turn it, just being replaced. And you see, all of a sudden, we have new leaders with the same imagery, the same clothes, the same concepts, except what they're doing behind it, the doors, is harming the very people they said they weren't protecting and fighting for. And I think that's going on and was never addressed. And I think now it's just turned into normalcy. Like it's turned into something that is just sunk in so deep that it's automatic because look, they've been allowed to thrive. I mean, look, and I don't want to offend anybody. I have like I believe people have the right to choose whatever they want to believe. But within that right, there's something called hate. There's something called misogyny. There's something called anti black. There's something called abuse, mental violence. And within these things, I think those groups, those leaders, they were part of a plan to harm us, like somehow like a cancer put into the society and allowed to grow. And I know that's harsh words, but you got to be able to remove the anti-blackness from cults, the anti-Africanness from cults, the misogyny from cults, from these groups. You got to be able to remove the mental abuse from these cults, the tactics, the things that have just become normal, so normal these people don't even think it's abuse. They don't even think it's hate. I mean, where does somebody still we asking to this day, and Shaka asks this question all the time, how is much and it's enough smoke to go around to a lot of groups, but how can there be so much anti-blackness in some of these cults? And what I mean, that may not be Nature Boy per se, although he might borrow from some. But even if it's not anti-blackness, it just goes to show you there's other things, misogyny, right? Now, but here's an example. How is it that the Nation of Islam can teach a kinky haired, broad nosed curse? How can they teach that? How can they teach that the what is it? He says it's the ugliness from inside that's coming out and being expressed on the outside, and it manifests itself in the kinky hair, broad nose, thick lip curse. How can they say that? And I don't even want to waste people's time right now playing that video because that's not what we're supposed to talk about. But there's many other thoughts and ideas that just been allowed to thrive that were a hindrance to the movement. Misogyny is a hindrance to Black African Americans movement, to our history. It's a crime against our own people, against our women. They weren't allowed to choose what they did with their own bodies. And yet it's supposed to be a man's place to tell them what to do. The man is the leader. No, we're supposed to be equal, have equal respect for each other, have equal admiration, and protect each other equally so we can have a community and family. But yet we're going to have these cults teaching something else. As you can see, Bishop Eligio Bishop was all down for a woman ain't got a mind. So that's my theory on it, brother. So I think you're right. I think something's up with it.
Yeah, I appreciate your feedback, man. Thoughtful answer. You keep doing what you're doing because it has to be a part of the discussion. If we can't look at the main people that are causing this trauma, and that trauma is always a vicious cycle that leads to more crime, it leads to more poverty, it leads to more degradation. As long as we're not holding these predators accountable, then it continues that cycle, and I guess that's the main thing I want to say. I'm gonna step out the way, man. Y'all keep doing what you're doing. I appreciate you.
Oh, thank you, Dread Son. I appreciate you, man. And but let's wrap sometime too. You gotta leave me your WhatsApp or something like that, bro. Because I'm
All
overseas. So that way I can hit you up, man, and add you to mine. But I appreciate you, man. Thanks for the continued support, brother.
right, peace, peace.
Okay, peace. All right, let's play a little bit more of this one, and then we're gonna get to the final one. It's just a sample, y'all.
Crazy the times that we are really, really, truly in. Like, and it should be scary for a lot of people to be witnessing this, and not like it should be scary to watch.
Mudea.
To just the fact that you know that this could happen to you or to someone that's close to you, this could happen to them without justice.
Mm-hmm.
That's the type of world that we're living in right now.
Yep. Free to three. We all did our testimony. Mr. Bishop Eligio, he did not attend the rest of trial because Judge Heydrich tested positive for COVID. She tested positive for COVID. According to the CDC laws, if you test positive for COVID, you're supposed to quarantine and isolate yourself for 5 days. She tested positive on Wednesday, and we started back up Thursday. We were really supposed to start back up Monday. Mr. Bishop asked her today if she took another test. No.
She said no.
That puts him in danger. That puts everyone in there in danger, but especially Mr. Bishop, because he has to go back in a cell around all these people. Just that's causing more harm. Like that's putting his life in jeopardy, in danger.
Yeah.
So I know some people told us that some news channel tried to say that he had the COVID.
No.
You know, they was trying to protect her name and say somebody in the Cal County court has COVID. No, the judge had COVID.
Exactly.
And Mr. Bishop was just making that a point, how that's not safe. And really, it wasn't even supposed to continue on because of that.
No, it was supposed to be, she was supposed to follow the protocol. When she left that day, the very first time when she tested positive for COVID, to keep everybody safe, she should have did the quarantine. And she should have made sure that she was okay to follow through. And actually, you're supposed to test negative after you've been testing positive to even have to come in contact with the public.
Yeah. We got arrested for breaking quarantine. So why is it so loose now? Those same requirements should be set in stone. The last CDC report on, how to the quarantine process for COVID was last updated in 2023, May 2023.
Yeah.
And
so it's still in effect. It ain't go nowhere. It ain't go nowhere. But then that's the kind of stuff that we have going on behind closed doors. Yeah. You guys are getting to see it because he's a public figure and a well-known public figure at that, which has this thing streaming live on all kind of social media platforms.
Did y'all hear that? I think I heard some sound right there in the background.
News, everything. So you guys get to witness firsthand just the injustice that we're going through. Like it's very, very corrupt. We went on the stand today to testify and barely could even get a word in.
First of all, the prosecution had a damn near whole week for all their witnesses. They could just go up there and talk up a storm and he did this and did nothing about that night. Period. Long days. The prosecution had these witnesses. How did the defense the defense got all their witnesses in one day.
That's
I thought I was gonna be up there way longer. I would have said way more stuff if I would have knew it was gonna be that short.
Right.
They just went past us like this. It was like,
it was not.
And anytime we try to say something, objection, hearsay. What? Hearsay.
And you know the crazy thing about it is that they gave these witnesses for the prosecution side more time for issues that did not even concern that night. And that's the whole crazy thing to me, because if you were really trying to get down to the bottom of what happened, here you have.
All right, I'm gonna stop this because it ain't going nowhere. But please go home. This is what Shy Smith said. Please go home to them babies. This man can't do nothing for y'all. Good advice. It's over for him as it should be. This is from Shaw Birthright. It's over for him as it should be. This of us who have actually watched this train wreck from the beginning know this was 100% justified. All this posting y'all did hurt his case. Witness intimidation and defamation of character. Y'all sealed his fate by continuing these antics. Trying to play in the court's face was a bad move for you. Yeah, see, it's something about how they talk. I can't really get down with. It's annoying. It's disingenuous. And of course, it's not that deep either. What they're saying is really not that deep. It kind of shows me that they don't have any idea how a courtroom works. You know, that's what you have a lawyer for. And at the end of the day, the lawyer, he wanted to drop the lawyer for some reason. Yeah. So it just doesn't seem like it would matter much who said what of anything anyway. And it turned out that way. The man didn't take the plea in. But let me go. There's one more video here I want to touch on, and this is the last one. I'm gonna make it quick, but it is an important one because it's the most recent one that was taken off of their actual Instagram page. So it's one of the videos in question, and let me see here. This is on the T's network. So big up to the T again, once again, and let me just throw this up here on the screen. Is it coming through? It's this one, right? Boom. This is the last one, y'all. So let's cue it up.
That we made and put together.
Let me bring it right here. Is this? Hold on. Is this the same video? No. Let me stop it. It's the wrong one. Let me see. It's this one. Here we go. I believe it's right here. Videos. Or is it the live she playing it on? It's live. Okay, one day ago. Is it this one? Or is it this one? I think it's this one. Now let me get to it. Oh no, it's not this one. I'm sorry, y'all. It must be this one then. It was one video that had just them on it. Is it this? All right, so wait a second. I gotta back up. All right, so let me just go to the one I downloaded. It's from another network and it's right here. Gotta take that audio off real quick until it's time. I don't know who the heck this is. Oh, it's J.R. Curry. So this is the latest video. Now, let me just pause this because maybe I made a mistake. Let me go backwards. It looked like this same video. Let me go backwards. No, it's this one. Right. Okay, my fault, y'all. I'm gonna go back 2 seconds. It was this other video I had. Sorry about that. Let me just take this off the screen. Yeah, it confused me because they look the same, but here we go. Now I can put this up. Can y'all see this? Okay, here it is. Here it is. Now let me play it.
It's like
Very
quick.
fast.
We only
This is
have
coming
1
up
month.
fast.
Yeah.
So please run
Here it is. Here it is. It's coming. So this is there. It is. All right. Here we go. Boom.
some of the things that y'all say. I don't get it. I really don't. So please, y'all in the room, keep the room clean. If y'all see any negativity or hate, throw some heart and some positivities in the building.
Yes, we need all the protection because we're clearly being attacked. That's what y'all seen yesterday. With Chief, with us, we being attacked from every angle.
Yeah. Thank you, Kia.
So we're gonna need everybody to protect the room. We got a few people in here. We could go ahead and get started. So we know everybody's seen what happened yesterday and the verdict that came up. And the question is, who did that? Was that something of God? Did God do that? Or the devil?
Satan.
Because we've all been watching this case. We've taken our time to make videos clear to show.
Yes, all of you guys have been watching from the very beginning. We have been posting it, making sure that y'all are aware of everything.
Of the maliciousness.
Every step of the way. Every time they did something, we pointed it out. Just so that it could be put on record.
Yeah.
Y'all been watching Carbonation, Chief online
for years. Some of y'all for years.
And y'all have been looking into his life. You guys seen all these people.
Y'all seen True.
Sheba.
Y'all seen Sheba online every single day. Y'all know the hearts of these people. Y'all know these people very well. Y'all have developed and lived vicariously through us for years.
And what the crazy thing is, that when these people was with us, y'all used to hate on them on a regular basis. Now all of a sudden that they doing something that is not right,
exactly.
Y'all are supporting that.
And that's what we came to that question. Who was in charge of Chief being sentenced? Because we all know the devil is a lie.
Exactly.
We all know that Satan is a deceiver.
Exactly.
And with nothing in that court, no kind of truth.
There was no truth.
Was stated in that courtroom. Anytime the truth try to come out, objection, no, irrelevance. We couldn't play not one video when y'all seen his innocence was proven in every video that we made and put together. It's all over our page. It's all over YouTube. It's all over Instagram. Go to natureboytv.com.
Exactly.
You see it on the website.
Exactly. And it's like, even when I was up there, we trying to get videos played for our defense. You got to think about it. This is bigger than Nature Boy. Y'all just literally just watch how corrupt this system is.
What y'all seen yesterday was a lynching.
Modern day.
That was a lynching right in front of the world.
And we have a lot of people.
You see that's using, if he's directing them on this, that's using Black struggle, which is very real, but totally using it and weaponizing it against Black folk. This is crazy.
Who is supporting that? And I don't understand why. Y'all just seen what they did. Even though, despite all of the evidence, I never have seen somebody as hated as this more than Donald Trump. I don't understand it. Even the way that the judge ended our, like, I was on the stand. Our lawyer was trying his best to play videos for our defense, even though y'all know we have a lot of stuff that defends him and that exonerates him from these charges. And they're trying to play this, the detective's interview. They wouldn't play that.
Why would they play Natiri interview with the detectives but not play Chief interview?
No, they played Chief interview.
Yeah, right.
They didn't play the.
Why didn't they play Chief interview? But they played. They did play Chief.
They played Chief interview. They didn't play
Natiri.
Her interview with the T. Because she is being persuaded and they know this. Yes. They don't want, this is something that they are trying to hide from the public to be known. This is something that they're trying to cover up. They don't want y'all to see it. Because this is something that exonerates him. And you know this. They didn't play
Natiri.
Her interview with the T. Because she.
There it was. Did y'all hear that? Check this out. Damn, he's talking about the T.
No, the detectives interview. They would
look. Listen to this. You can hear it when they pause between their words. Listen.
Wouldn't play that.
Why would they play Natiri interview with the detectives but not play Chief interview?
No, they played Chief interview.
Yeah, right.
They didn't play the.
She had to straighten her shit out. Yeah, right. Yep. No, they played it. Hold on. Here it is. Let me just let this play. Y'all can hear it.
And they're trying to play this, the detectives interview. They wouldn't play that.
Why would they play Natiri interview with the detectives but not play Chief interview?
No, they played Chief interview.
Yeah, right.
They didn't play the.
Why didn't they play Chief interview? But they played. They did play Chief.
They played Chief interview. They didn't play
Natiri.
Her interview with the T.
You hear that? She right there. It comes in right after she says her interview with the T. Hold on, here we go. Matter of fact, let me slow this down real quick.
Why didn't they play Chief interview? But they played. They did play Chief.
Y'all hear that?
Right.
They didn't play the.
Why didn't they play Chief interview? But they played. They did play Chief.
They played Chief interview. They didn't play
Natiri.
Her interview with the T. Because
you can hear him right after they say Chief interview and then Natiri with the T. Yeah, you can hear that. That is simply not. Hold on. Let me see something here. Laya been coached. She not smart enough to think of all this by herself. It appears so. That's simply not true. Company address the interviews with the T. Yeah, they throwing out disinformation apparently. But could y'all hear? Press 1 in the chat if you could hear him talking in the background through the headset after he said Chief, and then after he said the T's interview. You could hear audio playing in the background. You can hear his voice. Press 1 in the chat if you could hear that. Yeah, because I heard it and I'm like, oh well, gotcha. Yeah, I guess it is what it is. They wasn't lying on you. Because I mean, you know, it's worth to hear when people say this stuff. That's great, and I understand it, and people are going to say a lot of the right things. But when you can hear it for yourself, it's like, damn, it's just a fact. So, folks, you know, usually when you figure out that this is going on, nothing else that they say could be valid, because it's obvious that they're being coached. But just for the sake of it, I'm gonna play 5 more minutes.
Persuaded, and they know this. Yes. They don't want. This is something that they are trying to hide from the public to be known. This is something that they're trying to cover up. They don't want y'all to see it, because this is something that exonerates him. If they played that video, it would exonerate him immediately. Yep. Because one, I don't understand how somebody can get a sentence like that. When a girl said that they made love, that is a fake charge.
Y'all heard.
That's bogus. Y'all know. Yeah. Y'all have seen everything. Okay. Y'all know this girl.
Yeah.
Y'all done seen all the times that she was throwing her ass up in the air and how much she wanted to compete and be with us and be with him. And I don't think that is fair that somebody could even have.
Thank you,
There's people that
Unicorn.
actually this happens to,
and they get lesser,
and they don't get charges like this. They don't end up with life sentences without the possibility of parole. But this is not the end. This is far from it. I'm gonna tell you right now, it's far from it. We're gonna have to appeal this decision. We're gonna appeal this because it's not right, and everybody has seen it. Everybody knows.
And you could see the intention not only of the detectives but of the judge. Judge Stacey Hodges at the end was like, "You're a master manipulator," and all. You don't even know him. You don't even know him. These people who are so close to Chief know his heart. The thing is, when you come into Chief life,
except when they testify against him,
and you come into your natural environment, something happens called shadow work.
That's what it is.
When you are cleansing yourself and you are getting more in tune with yourself, the years and years and years of generational curses start flying out.
It's not
and pretty. You put in a situation where you got to work on them. And because Chief just showed everybody who they are, they just don't want to take responsibility and say he's the bad guy. Yes. When they going up on that stand, they point the finger at him.
Look,
yeah, you know what? I think that brainwash, that gaslighting, it seems to me like they've been under a whole lot of that themselves. And they think they can do it on others, on the public. And what I want these sisters to know is that, it doesn't actually work on a lot of people, because there's many people that are aware of the effects of mental abuse. And y'all really need to just do what's best for yourselves. Move on as much as you can, but just understand you just took a wrong turn on your life, and you can make a right turn, but if you try to do the same things that he did to you, the same tactics, like this manipulation and trying to convince everyone that it's just them doing all wrong, everybody else is doing wrong, you're going to end up in a similar place that he did. And even if you don't end up in bars for natural life plus 10 years, you could still end up bad. Like, there's so many ways life can go wrong for you. You see, so if you address the issues that you have, you bound to go far and positive in life, because many people can empathize with what you've been through, and you're going to get a lot of support if you do address, your problems, the fact that you've been harmed, you've been manipulated, you've been abused, and it really is a horrible thing. So try to look at it differently, and you're probably going to get a whole lot of support. You see what I mean? But if you don't, things are going to continue to go down. So that's my word on it. I don't want to watch too much more of this stuff. It's really sad. It's really, really sad to watch. Like I said, kudos to the sisters and anybody else, the brothers too, anybody that's been out there. But I'm just saying sisters, not to say that it's not others, but it's obviously two that's really been on this particular case. And shout out to y'all again, Madea and the T, for just making people aware, allowing people to see the material, and for a consistent period of time. Because like I said, a person like myself, I wouldn't even know all of these things, and a lot of your audience has been watching this stuff, and they're up to date. But what's even better is that they can point to the material and make it fact prove that this is what's actually going on. So I'm not trying to be hurtful when I say to these sisters, just go get some help. Go get some help and look after yourselves. Don't waste your time looking after this man. He's already made his life the way that it's going to be. You got an opportunity to make your life the way it's going to be. But if you continue to mix up with him, it's likely it ain't going to turn out well at all. He's a master manipulator. The proof is these two are attempting to defend him. Absolutely. And they ain't doing a good job at it either. I mean, but then again, no one could, because this is not good at all. What he's done. I mean, he's damned himself. They think they are smarter to have everyone else. Um, yeah, these sisters really need to get some help. They really need to get some help. I mean, if you go out there today, it's likely you will get help. If you recognize that you've been abused, it is likely you will get some kind of help. How much help? I can't guarantee you, but you should not abuse that help. I'm not saying go out on an Instagram and say, send me a cash app and pay for my help. No, I'm talking about legitimate help. Go to a woman's shelter. Go to a woman's psychiatrist that deals with women that have been mentally and physically abused. Report it to the court so you can get some legitimate help for your issues, because defending this man is only pointing out how much you have been harmed and how much help you really do need. All right, let me see here. They are banking on the malicious prosecution video they made will be used in the appeal. No new witnesses and no new evidence, so it's a waste of money. I mean, let's look at it like this. The same people that handled the trial, the masterminds to the approach of the trial is attempting to do an appeal. I mean, it's a damn near a wrap. I mean, you have to, I don't even have time for it. I hope they got, I mean, what could be in the paperwork? See, no matter what argument you make, it has to be something the court can legally use to grant an appeal. So, doesn't sound like it's going far. They're already behind mental bars. If it's anything that they said on this tape, that he won't get an appeal. If anything they said is the grounds for the appeal, it ain't happening. I watched them for years, and now his deception has caught up to him. Yeah. R.I.P. Mama D. That's the lady who died of health complications, who was a member of Carbon Nation, who stopped taking her medication at the alleged advice of ELIGIO. I don't even know if it's alleged, because it's probably, knowing him, it's probably on video somewhere. Yeah. R.I.P. Mama Dia. Yep. And she is one of the untold victims, and this reminds me of Brother Polite, if you could call him a brother. You could call him Devil Polite, Satan Polite, or whatever you want to call him. But the man who he recently, just last fall, went to jail for graping a 14-year-old woman. And ironically, these guys somehow they seem to be in the same networks, promotion networks, under the banner of the Black Power. You know what I'm saying? Sadly enough. And yeah, he has some victims that's out there too. Other people. He's not in jail for all the victims, for all the abuses. He's in jail for one particular one. And this is the case here too, pretty much. One particular person got this man in jail, Eligio Bishop, but it is not intended to make it seem like he was the only person that said they were a victim. No, that's not the case. A mind is a terrible thing to waste. They all need to go on with their lives, deprogram from the deception. Indeed. Not a good job at all. It's not a good job at all. It's really bad, actually. It's really bad. It's horrible, Let me see here. They also have pending criminal charges as well. Oh, yeah? For trying to bring, yeah, that's right. Trying to use a drone to fly in contraband. What was it? A cell phone and some drugs? That's what I heard. I don't know how true that is, but there was contraband. It was caught. Something. Was it these two ladies? Because damn, they up there. They gonna lose their damn kids. You can't bring contraband into. Oh, that's not a good look for anybody involved. And by the way, anybody that knew about it. Yes, they left Zoka in jail after this shit bonded. Damn. Yeah, they straight wilding over homeboy. They really went all out for dude, which you rarely hear about. I mean, and would you want that? Look, if you got one man, if you're a lady and you got one, or if you got one person in your life that's rooting for you, you're lucky. That's enough. You don't need 50, rooting for you personally. I mean, come on, what is up with this? Like it's all these people making his well-being their personal issue. He will be placed in solitude because of his ability to mass manipulate. Well, he better start thinking about his life because he's in jail for rape. Excuse me for saying it like that. And yeah, yeah. He might manipulate, but I think the courts, I think he's gonna be on some medication, to be honest. I think he's gonna be there's gonna be some more coming to this man. Like, I don't think it's gonna end because he appears to be a straight mental case. So I don't see how he gonna survive long without some help his damn self, like a doctor and some pills and some psychiatry. There will be professionals who deem him as a call. Oh, absolutely, baby love. Yeah, absolutely. You heard him in the background. Yeah. Oh, I mean, I just stopped it because it's a wrap. I don't even want to hear anything else they got to say. I mean, it's on the T, like you said, Medea, and I did hear it. I heard several times. I heard him say after he said chief, after she said chief, you can hear him in the background, and then after the other sister said the T network, they were talking about the T, you can hear him in their little pause. He's all in the background, and I'm presuming it's across the whole tape for real. But I did hear it, and I think everybody here heard it too. And the original Nature Girl and her child, they need serious deprogramming. Yeah, I hope these sisters get help. It's something about the culture. Eligio makes Polite look like a choir boy. Yeah, apparently, yeah, because at least Polite wasn't all out in the open with his abuses. He was sneaky about his stuff. But the Legio wasn't. That's true. I abandoned her son 7 years ago to go. That's so sad. But again, it's never too late to turn in the right direction and get help. It is never too late. It's never too late. It's something about the culture, is like if these were men, I might be a little harder on them. I might be really clowning them. I mean, I would still have empathy for the victims, and I would still even have a little bit of thoughtfulness about them as men. But it's just something about, I feel I don't want to clown these ladies because I can see like, no, there's something totally wrong. But you know what? There's a lot of people that would say that they can't do it that way. A lot of people would be equally frustrated at these damn ladies for being so gullible, and just continuing the charade, just continuing it at this point. I mean, but hey, there you have it. What you gonna do? You know what I'm saying? Like, but it is stretching my imagination. My kindness is really just, and I think they need to be warned that if they take this attitude to court again, the judge is not going to be so nice, like flat out. So do not take that attitude that they displaying here on these Instagram posts to the courtroom, because it is not going to work. It might infuriate the court. It was some of this. Wow. Yeah. Consent, 5 to 15 felony. Possession of marijuana with intent to distribute, 16 to damn felony. Obstruction of law. Do not. if they follow the same game plan for this that they did with the ELIGIO trial, they gonna be in jail for life too. Yo, they better get out of here. They better get out with this, man. Just stop it. Zoka doesn't have a bond because of her previous attempts, charges for trying to get contraband. Oh, they just some straight felons. See, a gullible dude like me, I would have fought for it. But you hear some of the other guys that come in the chat sometimes, some of the brothers are tired. Some of the brothers would be like, man, stop giving these ladies a pass, man. Stop. They evil. You know, they're the problem with the world. They and sometimes I have to be like, I have to try to, I think I'm trying to be reasonable, but they make a damn fool out of a brother trying to be reasonable. They you can't cap for anybody doing wrong. Criminality is just criminality, no matter who does it. Criminal trespass, unlawful purpose, misdemeanor. Okay, well, you can go into court with that attitude with misdemeanor, but the rest of them joints, woo, conspiracy to commit felony. Oh, hell no. Somebody better run. It's better to run than to go to the court with an attitude with these kind of charges, like flat out. The attitude doesn't work, especially associated with this kind of stuff. And Zoka keeps trying to use one of the victims' names during her arrest, except she spells it wrong. Driving without a valid driver's license. Okay, is that a felony? Okay. Misdemeanor for the false name, address, birth. Oh no, they did that too. They lucky that's a misdemeanor. Her bond is $14,000. That's $1,400 in reality, right? 10%. She used Corinda Carter. She used to Corinda Carter. Damn. Ufuru used the T's name when she got arrested. What? Oh, they straight foul. Oh, so in other words, you gotta check these broads. They not ladies. They foul. They not simply just victims. And see, I think that's what some of the guys were getting at the other day. It sounded a little harsh, but the problem is that you could be a guy feeling empathy for them, calling them a victim. They get your guard down on the victim thing, and you end up being their victim. Like, damn, like they fucking, really, like these ladies are dangerous their damn self. Oh, used to. Okay, I got you. She used to. Okay, I got you. Used. Hold on, write this comment again. I'm sorry, I'm missing it. You probably on your cell phone though, because I can't type well on a cell phone either. But y'all, yeah. So I'm getting educated. I'm getting educated today. Yeah. Well, my message is I'm not communicating with these ladies. I'm not defending their asses. Brothers, stay away from them, and sisters, you might come in harm's way. So on that note, I'm going to close it down today. I appreciate everybody for coming out. Yeah, and it's been a nice live, but it's also been some good commentary, and I appreciate Medea for coming up, and Michelle also. That was really really great of y'all. I appreciate y'all time and your insight and everything, and it really does help the listeners get a full understanding, of what's going on and how things work. And also, Kia, thank you for the link. Also, yeah, and I actually caught up with it on time, so I appreciate you. But we got the right video. Everybody else, appreciate y'all so much, and come through for the next live. If you get a chance, and if you feel like it, you can always support me through my own PayPal link. So there it is for you, VDM Media. I'm working on a documentary about my hometown, Washington, D.C., which has some loads of wonderful interviews and information about people that have given back to the city in some tremendous ways. And so I don't want to tell you too much about it, but people born and raised in the city and love the city, love the people, and try to hold up with things with some integrity. So I appreciate everybody that does support. But on the other note, I also appreciate linking up with a lot of folks just generally, because even just through communication, we supporting a lot of each other through a lot of ways. Just socially, we supporting each other. So that's the most important thing. So I appreciate that. Until next time, y'all be good, stay healthy, and keep up your spirits and keep your integrity intact. Help those you can help, and protect yourself from scumbags like ELIGIO.
miss you, baby. Know you like cook food, girl. We'll never forget you. We wish you was here with us. This for you, hold up, girl. Say what? legalities.